All right. Doc here. Good morning. It's hump day, right? That's what it is. It's happy to hump day. It's Wednesday. It's flying along. I like that. All right, this is a 3-day weekend coming in for the United States. On Monday, we're off, so it's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But Doc will do his webinar on Monday. He'll rock along because it's just a lazy holiday, and I'm not. What am I not doing? I don't know. Who knows what I'm doing? Barbecues, cocktails. Not at my. No one's getting up that early to do it then, but I do. Every day, Doc does the same thing in the marketplace. He gets up and he is involved one way or the other through technical analysis research or doing a webinar or something of that nature. So, in the end result, we'll be here on Monday, and that is our Labor Day. That's the May Labor Day that everybody else has in Europa and so forth. On May 1st, we do our Labor Day then on the what we call the end of the summer. That always is like the official end of our summer, and I think the actual fall starts September 21st, but that'll be September 7th, and so 2 weeks beforehand we declare that as the end of our summer, and everybody goes back to school, and everybody's getting prepared to prepare for the winter and the fall and the winter months, and so forth. So anyway, that's where we are. You can see we are looking at the euro this morning. You can see there's a little pressure on it. You see it right there. Over on J4X, we are looking at the euro there, right there. Probably the same way. Look at it, down bar, showing the same as pressure. And let's see where all the internals look for us. There it is. You can see the white line has pierced. It is playing with the dotted line just right there. Look at that, hanging, just cutting through it, just like on our Chicago quant, breaking down. You can see we've broken the time manifold right here. So there's going to be a little pressure like it was here. Wasn't much pressure. Matter of fact, there was all green dots out of it, and it just kept on going down each day, but coming up towards the end of the day, and before you knew it, we were back above the time manifold, and it just kept on rolling. As you can see here on the spreadsheet, we are now 15 weeks in a weekly buy, 4 days in a daily buy, and we are flirting with that daily sell. Big Bear. Oh, I like that. That's a great name. Big Bear. I like that. I like that. That's cool. How are you doing today, Big Bear? How is the salmon? Are they yummy? Are you in the river just, trading and eating salmon? So what do you think of this market, huh, Big Bear? Anything particular? Are you getting a little bearish? I mean, everybody who follows fundamentals is looking at it and driving themselves crazy, and me with it. They're saying, "Oh man, everything's overpriced. I don't know how I can buy," and I'm like, "Yeah, I hear you. It's a quantitative type world at this point, where you follow the quantitative trading and less of the fundamental trading, and that seems to be the recipe of it right now." Do you follow anything in particular, Big Bear? Are you into salmon futures, or let's see, what could we, let me think, or currencies, or Canadian, since you might be a Canadian bear and trading American currency? Farkash, what's happening? How do you like that nickname? I like that one, Big Bear. I think that's cool. How are you doing, Farkash? Are you trading salmon futures too? I had salmon 2 days ago. It was really good. So what else is brewing around here? We're looking at the euro this morning. You see a little weakness in it. And we're actually doing a little piercing of the weekly manifold, which is kind of surprising. Starting to show some of that weakness in there. Just as we thought we were hitting a nice little bottom in here, it seems like it's flipped over again, and we'll see what they do. I mean, I keep on thinking that there could be some weakness in the next couple of weeks, but nothing really. You see, I'm trading euros, okay, and hunting for some dojo candles. Yeah, someone sent me a really interesting article this morning about shooting stars in the euro dollar. Let me go look at that again. Let me just take a quick look at that email. What it was a Eurodollar Tex shooting star candle warning to bulls. Does that make sense to you? Since you're watching that stuff? Should I put candles up on this particular chart? Is that it? We can look and see if we can find a dojo or doji. I like every so often I try to pay attention to the candlesticks and the different old tools. Nissan used to talk to me about it once in a while from Merrill Lynch. I think Nissan's still doing stuff. One also needs a long-term confirmed trend. Well, we know one thing for sure. Our long-term trend has been 15 weeks in a weekly buy, So does that help any? Have you ever tried correlating my weekly signals when we get into like 15 or 16 weeks of a a buy or sell or something like that? Do you look at that as the long-term trend, which I determine using the fundamentals PPP ratio in this case? PPPP, I forget what that is. PPPP. But does that help out at all? I'm wondering about that. That always catches my curiosity. When people say they're looking for the long-term trend versus you can see like I've got gold at 21 weeks in an uptrend, crude oil 17 weeks. That's a pretty long time, right? I've got Aussie dollar pair straight 20 weeks. I'm looking at the spreadsheet. Here, I'll show you the column I'm paying attention to. Where's it at? What do we got there? Robin, 12 cent? No, 14. Oop. Let me just answer Robin. 14 cent. Oops, sorry. Ooh. There we go. So let me highlight that column, like the weeklies, like right there. I'll just do both of them because you can see Swiss franc is 14 weeks in a sell, yen 11 weeks in a sell, 9 weeks for ruble on a buy, 39 weeks for Turkish lira. I mean, they're long-term trends, Let's see, PPP ratio in this case, purchase power parity. Oh, really? Is that an indicator? I can go look that up. I don't know. Big Bear didn't jump in. I thought that was cool. I like the nickname. I think that's very cool. I was having some fun talking about salmon futures, I don't think there is any fish futures. I think there was talk of it though. There was talk of trying to do that at one point, but I think it's so regulated, it's tough. Because I mean, they do bring in millions and millions and millions of pounds of that stuff every day, Let's see. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's see what the Robin says here. Let me just double check. Whoop. Where's it at? Right there. Looking in my cent. Oop, my cent. There we are. So, yeah, I mean that's. What do you think of that? I'm really curious to see what you think about looking at our long-term trend. I wonder if Japan has fish futures. I guess if you go to the Osaka exchange and take a look and see, I know they obviously have rice futures, so that would be a well worth look. I've never heard of it, but there's been talk over the decades. That 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. Yes, 13. Yep. Let me just tell Robin 13. There we are. So, yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. So 13. Okay. But what else can we say about that? I guess just we can move along from the euro since we've been sitting here for a few minutes and no one's really asking anything about it at this point. But I was just wondering with the shooting star. IVB! We're wondering if anybody trades futures in fish. Farkash is wondering if Japan has fish futures. You would think they'd have some like a little forward contracts or something. Have you heard anything, IVB, of a fish future? You know, like salmon or cod or something like that. You know, some of the big ones. Tuna. You would think there'd be a tuna future, you know? But anyway, that's that trend I was wondering about. If you're following the weeklies and then trying to, look for a shooting star in those long ones. I think right now we have a hangman going on in the euro. It looks like, right, on a daily. Looks like a hangman. Let's put the candlesticks up there. Style, candlesticks. There we go. It might be better. It's hollowed. So, aren't we looking at a shooting star at this? Not a shooting star, but a hangman, right? Let me see if they do the style. Style up, natural drum, low price. We want to put the lines in there. Low price. Let's make it white. And up, neutral, down, and then up. Countdown is green. How's that? Let's see what that does. So I don't think we did that right, did we? Let's try that again. Somewhere in here. I guess if we go white with that, let's see what that does. And that might be better. So it shows it better. Better. And then let's see if we can make this even brighter. Let's make that yellow or something because there's something stand out, you know, like that. And you can see the lines. And I guess if we make it a little bit thickerish like that. And the same thing with this one. Okay. There we are. Oh, no, not that. We want that. Solid line right there. There you go. There we go. So, yeah, not a hangman right there. Sushi futures. That would make sense. Yeah, that would make plenty of sense. Oh, maybe you're joking. I would think that would be good, actually. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that a hangman? And it tried to do it here, but it was awful wide, right? And then, you know, this one's breaking down now. That's what's interesting about it, you know, from the height. You see right there that this big yellow one matched the red line, which is cool. That one's there. We had a couple white bars beforehand. So, I don't know. I just thought that might be interesting. All right. Let's move along. I guess we're just staring away at one particular product. Yesterday we were like dynamic. We were like wild. Right? We were wild yesterday, weren't we? All right. Let's go over to cable. Let's see what the cable's doing, unless anybody wants to see anything particular. And there's cable there. And then let's get the cable up on the Chicago Quant. It's doing the same thing. It's trying to go after the, you can see it's breaking down here, but hasn't broken the dotted line yet. But here, it's broken through right there. And you can see here the time manifold's being pierced a little bit from the white line also. So there's a little pressure there on the cable. That's interesting to see. Just as we thought they were going to keep on massively running there yesterday, we even used the headline to that, like, oh, wow, this is a moonshot. They're breaking down a little bit today. We'll see if they survive by the end of the day and they're not plus again. Because it seems like that's all that happens, is constantly being plus. Yes, indeed. All right. We'll go to Turkish lira now, unless anybody wants to see anything particular besides I wouldn't mind if I could show you sushi futures. I would. That would be very interesting to me. Right there. There's Turkish lira, 738. I think it went into the daily buy yesterday again, didn't it? Yeah, back in the buy. Back in the buy again. Yeah, look at that. Trying to climb up. That's climbing up. Let's see what it's doing here. Doing the same thing. It climbed into the buy yesterday there. And so it's moving up again. Moving on up. I don't know. There just doesn't seem to be... Turkish lira does not seem to be able to find more than 2 or 3 days in a sell before it turns up. I mean, it's been that way for a while now. You know, for those who are trading Turkish lira, that is a pretty good characteristic that's been occurring. Sushi futures. IVB. That's so cool. All right. What's next? Anybody care for anything? If not, I'll just go find the next one, which is usually Canada. Let's check out Canada. Canada over on the spreadsheet shows 6 days now in a daily sell with 7 weeks in a weekly sell. So we'll throw that up on J4X to start off with. Looks like a little bouncy thing going on there. Trying to get into its buy. Buy birdie. And there it is right there. Now see here, it's having to work a little bit harder. Just a little bit harder. But you can see the white line has pierced the time manifold. We should make that thicker-ish. As you can see that right there. You see right here it's trying to lift up, try to get inside these 2 purple lines like it did here. And you can see it's just working its way down. Lots of red. And we're doing an actual full green right there, but still look at that. The white line and the histogram are minus. And that white line on the weekly, look at that. It's still buried. So it's going to take a lot of work to get this thing moving along. Bitcoin. We can do Bitcoin. Bitcoin. I am looking to change information providers. And I'm looking at one that has a lot of the cryptos. I was talking with Wilco about that over the weekend. And, you know, it's... I think we're going to try to do a little bit more work on the cryptos. Oh, wow. Look at that. That island top thing we've been talking about. So we're going to move that over a little bit. Oop. There we are. Wow, that's a little smackadoodle. I think it went into the sell yesterday. Did it go into the sell yesterday? Or did it go into the buy? I think it went into the buy. I'm not sure now. Let me just go check on the spreadsheet. Yeah, it went into the buy yesterday. Found its way into the buy with that, and boy, are they smacking the heck out of it. Thank goodness it was in a sell for the traders that follow our system, because it had been in a sell for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days, and then went into a buy and failed at it. But we're in a weekly sell, so you can't get long off of it. All you can do is cover a short or hedge yourself. And so then you see this happen there. And so that's what's going on with the Bitcoin. And we talked about that a little bit over the weekend, about the idea that Bitcoin has a futures contract. None of the others do. And so, you know, that probably is why it's 33% off of the all-time high. You know, because they can offset it. Whereas a lot of those other products, there's not an easy way to sell it. Whereas when you have a futures contract, then there's probably some type of premium. And if you can do that arbitrage, that would be even better. You know, where you're selling the futures contract, taking delivery of the Bitcoin, so it sets it up as an arbitrage. So that is what's going on there. And we keep on thinking this looks like an island top. That's why we have this box there. And sure enough, it's done one of the biggest moves down. Too bad it pushed it into the sell. You know? That would have been really cool if it had not. But it did. Pushed it into the buy. But it couldn't go into a buy either way because it was red dot too. But it so yeah, you know what? That's not a sell. I mean, that's not a buy because it was. Oh, there we are. I didn't even look at that. There we are. So it's still in the sell because it wasn't a green dot. Huh. I must have run and gunned it last night when I saw that. All right, there's the Bitcoin for you. Now, let's jump over to Swiss franc. The Swiss has been a really good alternate for the dollar. Let's go check that out. 14 weeks in a sell and 1 day in a buy. Yeah, it's been a really good alternate, to trade for the dollar. You can see here it looks a little firm still. Let's try putting it up in here at the same time. Right there. You can see it's showing some life in there. And this is doing the same exact thing. So it went into the buy yesterday, yeah, with a green dot, and these things through. And you can see here it's trying to, the time manifold's been through all, the last 3 days. Is that first? Yeah, so it was on the 31st? Yeah, it looks like it. So it was just piercing on Monday. Tuesday it was through, and now Wednesday it's through, and it's trying to get into a buy. Does that mean we're going to start seeing dollar up again? Oh my God, dollar up again. Let's see, what is your longest trend up or down thing on your list? Let's look. We automatically know it was the Turkish lira. It's 39 weeks. What's the second longest, I guess you could say? So right there. Second most would be gold, 21 weeks up. Aussie, 20 weeks up. Crude oil, 17 weeks up. Under 17 now. What's under 17? There. Euro, 15 weeks up. Then 14 weeks down with the Swiss. Check out the Swiss for that shooting star. If we're going to start seeing some strength in the dollar again, they're going to start moving the Swiss in the opposite direction. That might be the way to play the dollar. So that's 14 weeks. 11 weeks with the yen. Let's see, 14. I guess that's 14 and then 11. So a 10 out there. There's an 8 in silver. There's a 7 in cable. There's a 9 in ruble. Let's see. NASDAQ is 21. Let's see. What did we do there? Did we lose something there? No, I see what we did wrong there. NDQ. NQ. There we are. So that one's 21. Look at a shooting star for NASDAQ and take a look at a shooting star in Swiss. I bet was that Swiss National Bank defending the 9 level. I really thought that it was going to, the way it was rolling, I thought it was going to break through it, but it did. It locked in. Where are we at on that? There you go. Oh, it did. It did defend the 9 level. Yeah, you're right. It really did. You see it bounced there. Same thing here. It played with that 9 level a few times. I guess that's to keep everything smooth, That would make some sense. Smooth. Yes, indeed. And then, what else can we say about this? I guess what Farcash, do you see a shooting star in reverse with the Swiss or what? Is that a hangman? What is that? it happens with something going down versus something going up. What's the reverse of a shooting star for a down bottom? We should do this. We should do candlestick, shooting stars, hangman, all those things. We should do those things and look at them every so often. I think that's a good thing to do. So anyway, you can see here we're in a daily buy. Yeah, 21. We're in a daily buy for a day, and it had a green dot. Whereas, what was the other product that I messed up on? Oh, it was Bitcoin. It didn't have a green dot, so it couldn't go into a buy. So, yeah, that's the action we're seeing in the Swiss. And now let's take a look at the yen. That's 11 weeks right there, and 3 days in a sell. Yen Ola. Yen Aruski. There it is. Yenski. Let's see. Right there. There it is. And it's jumped through there also. Need to get just a green dot to get it into the buy there today. You can see the weekly's trying to move up too. The time manifold through there with no problem, but more than that is that the white line is now beyond the zero line there. So usually, a lot of times, the dollar and the hammer, is that what it is? It's a hammer? Okay. And so a lot of times, you should look. Do you see a hammer in the Swiss? With my work trying to turn, a lot of times you see the yen go up and the dollar go up, and we may be thinking we're seeing a reversal here. I mean, people are going to start coming back to work. They're going to work hard for the next 2 months because it's going to be rock and roll. September and October, and November 3rd is the election. It's going to be wild. Democrats have come out now and said, don't be surprised if Trump is reflected as winning in a landslide on election night, but we are going to keep on sending in mail-ins, and so don't be panicked, they said. So I guess they're trying to, because they were like trying to commit suicide last time when Hillary lost. So I guess they're trying to make sure that their supporters don't go out and go total panic. So a hammer. Should we put one of those up in there? Let's see if we can do that. Candlestick pattern hammer. Let's see if we can do that and put that up on the screen. Candlestick hammer. Candlestick pattern hammer. Let's see, patterns hammer. There we are. Hammer candlestick. Let's see what that does there. Okay, here we go. We got this stuff right up on the screen. We can do it. This is cool. There it is right there. That's a shooting star, and there's the hammer. Okay. This one right there. There it is. And does that look like that in the candles? Let's go back to here. And let's take a look at... Do we have the Swiss up there? I think we still have the Swiss up there, right? No, we don't. We have the yen. But let's go back to the Swiss for a second and see if we can do that. Which one did we have was it the euro we put that in there? Yeah, so let's do this. Let's go like that and make that the default. And say okay. Now let's go over to Swiss and do that there. No, where's the yellow? Where I was supposed to save it? Come on, don't do that to me. All right, let's go back over to the euro again because I don't want to have to do all that legwork again. Okay. File, Save Workspace. Now if we go back over to the Swiss, let's see if we see the hammer in it. How do you change this thing? Up is what? White? And down we made yellow. And let's just go like that. So, isn't that like a... Let's go to that pattern again. It's not really showing us that, is it? And this is the daily. Oh, wait a minute. There it is right there, right? Is that that? Is that it? Let's see. So that would be going down. That's the hammer right there, right? 2 days ago. Am I right? Engulfing pattern, right? An engulfing one. But isn't that 2 days back? Isn't that a hammer? Let's widen that out. So right there, isn't that the hammer? And let's go back to that pattern. Yeah, and no, okay, it's got the big tail. Okay, no, never mind. So it would have needed a big tail, like that. And I guess that was the shooting star, and it broke down. But what's this one? Isn't that a hangman? Let's see what it says there on a hangman. See if we can find the hangman. Where's the hangman? Hammer, inverted hammer, Japanese, propel, shooting star, dragonfly, chart, single, hammer. Isn't there a hangman? I could have sworn there used to be a pattern called hangman. Am I right about that? The one with the big tail is the inverted hammer. The big tail. This one right here? No, because this is down. Yellow is down. Where's hangman? I don't understand. Candlestick hangman. I could have sworn there was a hangman. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Here we go. I think we have the hangman. Hanging man. So that's a hanging man. There we are. What's the reverse of a hangman? The yellow one is the hammer. Right. Okay. I thought it was... Are you sure the yellow... This one right here? Let's widen that out. That right there. Isn't that a hangman? Look at this. Isn't that a hangman? But that's up top, right? And a down move. What is a hangman on a bottom? So this one right here, let's draw a square around it, or a rectangle. So that, you're saying that is a big tail inverted hammer. Okay. And is that indicative of a bottom? And what about a hangman at the bottom then? So that's a hangman right there, right? This one right up in here, we'll use an oval on that. There you go. Now that green oval, right? Isn't that's a hangman? So, and I guess, does it have to be a down candle for a hangman? It looks like it has to be a down candle for a hangman. What time is it? It's 9:03. 8:03 your time. Waiting for an answer for yes. There we go. So, okay, so then what's the circled one then? That's the hangman, right? Multiple names. Hangman, also called the hammer in a bullish candle. Ah, okay. And that's a bearish candle, right? Because it's a down candle. But it seems to be catching a bottom in here. And you can see our time manifold was moving across right there at the same time. And then, and that's last week. Oh no, that's Monday. That's Monday, with our time manifold moving across the bottom. And then you can see on the daily, the next day we get this move here. Engulfing one, is it? Because the price has gone down and rebounded. Yeah. So I guess it's this one right there. Hangman, little to no upper shadow. So right there. Oh, you can't see that. Here, let me see if I can show you that. Right there. So, and you can see, I guess, all the way over to here, it's doing the same thing, except for it had a big engulfing pattern there, you know? There we go. It says Hangman pattern. A hangman, the hammer and the hangman candlestick pattern. Hammer candlestick pattern is bullish reversal pattern in technical analysis. Pattern looks like a hammer. The pattern has one candle. The hammer can, it's right there. So it looks like it's doing something like that, right? It's like the green one, except for it was a down candle. So it was a down candle, but it did that hangman there. Because the price has gone down and rebounded. Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I can correlate my math to it. In other words, am I getting some insight from my math or not? With the candlestick combined together. That would be very interesting. The only thing I see jumping out at me is this curve right there. The next day it's telling us that there's strength, and we get into a buy from that. And then the same thing here. You can see the time manifold piercing the weekly, again, a bullish sign in our work. So, I'm just trying to see if I can correlate my work with the candlesticks. I've always wondered if I could do that. I mean, I've coordinated it with like the change of color, but not the size or the pattern or any of that other stuff, but just the change of color in the robot contest at Dukascopy. So, and you can see here we've got the hinky ashy going on right now. And I guess you can say, like, there's that, and that looks like it was trying to be a hangman, like this was, You can see the work was trying to bottom out on it too, because the price is going down and rebounded. Okay, so we're just just an observation today. We're just going to talk about. I think I'm going to use this as the title of it. We're candlesticks, hammer, candlesticks, and shooting stars. Shooting stars and hammer, and see how that all plays out there. But that'll be the title today of our webinar. Anyway, what is that? So either way you look at it, the Swiss is doing something that we thought it might be doing, and that is bottoming out, especially with us in a daily buy for a day now from yesterday's action. And you can see how close it is to getting into a weekly buy by the end of the week. If it closes up into here somewhere, it could get us into a weekly buy there, and it would be very interesting to see. All of a sudden, we are now making a move on the upside with the dollar, whereas everybody was looking, and even I was saying I'm looking for the 88s. Maybe this is like the ABC and this is the B on the upside. That would make a lot of sense to me. Does that make sense to you guys that are following candlesticks? I think that would be the best way to describe it. Yes, maybe no. Well, we'll just wait and see if with the delay and all like that. So anyway, that's where we are there. All right, let's jump over to. I guess we should look at the yen the same way. Let's just take a quick look at the yen again, because like I said, the yen and the dollar seem to have a natural tendency to kind of march in the same direction. I just have to figure which one it is. There it is. Let's see, where is it at? So we got to do this again. High, low. Oh no, right there it is. Candlestick. So we got to go like make that yellow. Yeah, yellow. Make up white. There we are. And so now there, what is that? Is that what is that one? That's like a shooting. What is that? A star or a hangman? No, I hear you. I think it's. I always thought we should look at this more often. I really do. Um, just to see if it correlates with our work. Like, look at that neutral, and we went into a buy at the same time, and failed at it miserably. And then a sell and then a buy again there. But that's kind of interesting. No red dots. So that's pretty cool. Just an in and an out and then a go. Like we could grab this one here and put that there. Oh, actually, no. It was still in a sell from here, right? Yeah. And so then the buy really comes from there. There's the buy. And then there's the sell again. We'll steal this one. And then there's the sell. It doesn't do a good job at the sell at all, and now it's going back into a buy. And look at that long ride down for the sell right there. It didn't put you in a buy there. It didn't put you in a buy there. It was like in a sell for like, what's that, 4, 8, 16... 20, 21, 22, 23 days in a sell. Wow. Oh, wrong color. There we go. Interesting. Interesting. But it is nice thing. Okay, good. How about you, Farkash? Is this cool or what? Like this? It's just something to do today, and I mean it's the end of the summer. It's like what the hey, let's just take a look at we can look at these things in both patterns. I mean you can see our daily stuff right there, candlestick or not, and then let's see, save workspace. There we go. So what else do we got brewing here? How about this one? 20 weeks in a weekly buy, right? So look at that, all the way back to there. We're not even yet challenging this. I wonder if we looked at it, like see how the white time manifold started to break down? And I wonder if, if we do that with the candles here. Maybe it will give us some insight, Wasn't really that aggressive on the downside. We can always take our dots and move them around away from this a little bit. Let's see. Let's see if we can move the dots. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And so I guess we can move these down a little bit. Oh, what did I just do there? How? Oh, I see. I accidentally moved them down to there. Or vice versa. Move that back to there. There we are. So now, Let's see. What is this? This is the yen. No, this is the Aussie, right? Aussie's 21 weeks in a buy since like mid-April. And you can see this is breaking down on a daily. And there we go. What do we got there? Is that like one of those shooting star things? Or a hangman? What is that? See how small that is? Farkesh, what is that? Is that a hangman? Or a hammer? I guess that's not a hammer, isn't it? Because the tail goes up. So let's go back to this. And right there. Nope, right there. And let's just like that. And so we're looking at, let's see if we can find that. It's not that. It's basically that one, isn't it? To some extent. It's almost a star, though, right? Inverted hammer, also called a shooting star, right? Okay. So it's trying to top out. You can see it's got 2 yellow bars now on 2 days, and we're starting to flirt with the daily sell. But look how the white line is how far away it is from the time manifold right here. Let's make that purple since we do that with the Dukascopy. So let's see, what is this? This is the Aussie, right? Yeah, so let's go up to here and put it in there. There it is, Aussie dollar. So this thing still has a lot of work to do to break down. It seems to be holding up very well in the weekly. I mean, it went into the daily buy here. Okay, there you go. What's that? There's a hangman again at the turn of our work. So that one's catching it even better. So that goes into the buy right there. I guess we have to bring our dots down. It did it again. Oh, Magoo, you've done it again. Let's do this. Let's just go to indicator and reset it. How do we do that? Cancel status and then status back on. I guess we go like that and just click on that. Does that all the time. What is that? All right, let's just contract it down like that and then bring it back over here. See, I think what it really is, I should move these up there like that. There we are. So you can see there, I don't see, let's see if we can compress this down. I don't see any red dots. So that was a green, and now this is safe to be going into a sell, it looks like. Does that make any sense? Is this helping out any Farkesh or what? It looks like it's correlated. It does have it looks like a correlation to me. Now that was interesting. You get this here, and then the next, I guess 2 days later, we get into the buy, where this hangman's here, and the hangman goes into a buy the next day, like right there. Interesting. Wonder if we can correlate the dots and the candlesticks and all that stuff and try to put it all together. What do you think, IVB? Is there anything making sense here, or are we kidding ourselves? Is there a correlation going on? Is there any edge? Is it giving us any edge whatsoever? It looks like it is. Like, look at this one right here. You got that going there, so that's like a bearish thing, right? And you can see the next day it's starting to turn back up again. So you start to think of it as a bottom, you know, with our work, and it goes up. And then you got one of those little ones here doing the same thing. In this case here, it's a bullish one, right? And it's a bull candle doing that thing, and we almost correlated perfectly. A day later, we go into a daily buy. I mean, could these candle patterns be a indicative? In other words, could it be a a confirmation? That's what I'm thinking. Excuse me. It could be a confirmation that something's coming. That's a bearish candle. The white one. Now, isn't that a hangman? And so that's like isn't it a bullish hangman because it's white? Is that how that works? Let's see. Can we find a bullish hangman? Because it wasn't red. I mean, it wasn't yellow, so it wasn't down moving. Like the yellow one, second to last inverted hammer, bearish as well. But that's because that's a down candle, correct? So that's a down candle. And you see that, you become bearish, right? Now, in my case here, you can see that my white line on that is moving down. My histogram is moving down, and the black histogram has made it below the time manifold. That's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm playing with this in my head. I'm trying to see if I can find correlations with weak histograms, weak white lines, and manifolds. Is it the beginning of an action? Let's see. The white inverted handle is a false signal. The white inverted handle. That would be the one right there. The third candle back, right? A false bearish candle. But at the same time, my histogram was moving down. My white line was moving down. So that's what I'm trying to see, is if there's the way these candle patterns, the popular known signals, is there a correlating event that would match to my work to confirm that we really are starting something? I mean, let me show you something that drives me crazy. Check out copper, right? And we're in a weekly sell, right, for like 4 weeks now. This is the 5th week. And we go into a sell, and the next day it goes right back into a buy. And then the next day it goes into a sell. The next day it goes into a buy. And the next day it goes into a sell. On this one here, if I could correlate candles to that and maybe cut out some trades, and then, so I can't take any of the longs. I only can take the shorts, and the thing is rising at the same time. And so in this case here, it's playing with the daily buy number again. So it's going to be 6 days of in, out, in, out, in, out in a row if it stays like this. At the same time, we're in a weekly sell, so I'm not taking the buys. I can only crows. Let's see. We have a 3 white crows pattern here. There. Let's see. That is what? The copper one that I'm looking at? Are you talking about the copper? In the other chart. Okay, so what was that? We were looking at Aussie, right? Yeah. Let me go back to that. We're looking at Aussie. Right there. I'm just trying to see if I can find some type of correlation that would give me a confirmation that there's a little bit more action coming in that direction. The one before that. What was that? That was yen? Were we looking at yen? Right there? No, that must be... No, okay, it was Aussie then. Here's the Aussie again. Or was it the Swiss? Just exploring, it's well worth doing this research when you have some people interested in the candlesticks and the patterns of the candlesticks. So in this case here, the you had that yellow. Too bad we didn't have a red dot on that at the same time. That would have been interesting. But the thing is that the white line and the histogram are moving down. So I know that there's some weakness coming in. And that's the question mark, is that when I see that, just like this one was rising right here from that. And then you got these guys here. What's that all about? I mean, you can see our work is rising out of that whole pattern there. We're in a sell here. It's weakness, but it's not going down. The weight does a reverse here, and we go in a daily buy with it at the same time. I guess it's the next day is the daily buy. And so we go into a daily buy the next day there. And no, we don't, because we still have a red dot. So it's a third day again. And then there's the confirm, and then we get a good move out of it. So I'm just trying to see if hey Robin, we're playing with candlesticks this morning, trying to correlate them with the Chicago Quant. Kind of interesting. Just wondering if we can see some daily signals that would help correlate the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, you know, being a little exploratory on Happy to Hump Day, you know. And it was what, 13 went out, right, Robin? 13? Yeah, me too. I've always, you know, I look at them, I hear guys talk about them in the pits throughout the years. You know, I've heard about them and look at them, and I don't really work that hard at it. And Nissan talked to me about it, the market technician. He talked to me about it at something at one point, and I still didn't put a lot of effort into it. And I always say, if someone's going to start asking questions about it, we should investigate it. That's the way I see it. I see it as something definitely well worth investigating. 12. 12? All right, let me go take a look at that. So, let's see. Cent. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I forgot 11. There was no 11. It goes to 12. So 11. So 12, 13, 14. So it should be 13 going out, not 12. Did you do the new one? Naresh? Did you do that? I sent that over. That's number 14. Craig Melvin, 13. So, anyway, that's where we are with this, and I'm finding it fascinating. You know what we should look at? We should look at where is it at? The S&P. You know, we should look at like the S&P. Okay, as soon as I'm done the webinar, we'll chase it down, because I have 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, 13. You know, we should do like the NASDAQ or something like that. Something that's been in a massive move. See it on the spreadsheet there, 21 weeks and 14 days. We should look at that, see what that's doing, see if it's starting to show us some characteristics. Let's see if we can do that. Let's grab, let me grab that and put it over here. So let's find the NASDAQ, copy this, and then come back over here and file and paste it. Now what we'll do is we'll do this, make it the same Dukascopy color that we do. And then, what is it, the white line, is it? Is it reversed? Let me just double check. Yeah, so the histogram, let's see, the white line is, okay, good, that's fine, so there it is. All right, so now let's go back to right there. And then let's put the candlestick in there. Let's see if we can widen this too a little bit. Like that, good. And then we go like this. hollow candlestick, which doesn't want to save the data every time I tell it to save. And then this one should be white. And make these a little bit fatterish. Alright, now there. Is that right? Do we have that right? I thought it was hollow. Like that, and then widen that out. Are we seeing anything there at all? Nothing there. This thing is still rising. We had that action there, and it started to take off, and another move up. But you can see the strength in our work there. All right, IVB. I hope I didn't drive you too crazy. Did you like this? I hope we're still looking at dailies. The only difference is we're using the candlestick patterns just to see if we can correlate it. Hope this wasn't too crazy. All right, everybody. This is Doc from North America. We're going to say goodbye. We can try to do this again. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy shooting stars to you, to all my trading friends.